All right, this video right now is how we're creating our own reality and relationships. So, big thing that I realized through this healing is how I was actually creating everything that I didn't want. And it all started with, I had this idea. I want a relationship. I'm going to be in this great relationship. And I had my list. Trust me, I had lists. I want to be sexually compatible, and I want, this. And so then I would start dating, and it was like, oh, I kind of like this guy. Well, he's got some of the things on my list, so I like that. But I don't really care for how he dresses, so that's okay. Like, I'll just redress him, so that's really fine. He'll have a new wardrobe in here, and I don't really like this aspect either, but that's okay. I'm gonna rework this, and I'll tweak that a little bit, and don't worry. Oh, wait, what is that you're trying to tell me? I'm ignoring you. I'm too busy creating what I want, right? Go away, higher self. I'm not trying to hear those red flags. Oh, he's got anger issues? No. I'm gonna help him with that. It's totally fine. Anybody ever do that? Okay, right. So, after going through my healing process, I suddenly realized I met this guy and I thought, he's on the spiritual path. Like, let me look at this. And all of a sudden, he was like, no, I'm totally single. Like, that's great. I'm like, awesome. Then I kind of heard ask again about, his ex. So I ask again, this time, listening to my higher self. And he's like, yeah, no, we ended. But then he says, but we still fuck around. We're still friends with benefits. Okay. Red flag, right? I immediately backed away and I was like, holy crap, I see my pattern. I see my pattern plain as day. One, I liked the fact that you are spiritual, that you understand this, the physics, this whole aspect of it. Did I like how you were dressed? No. Was I really attracted to you? Not really. But I was trying to create around you. Did I ignore the first voice that said, oh yeah, we're single, and had asked more? So my pattern had always been to get guys that still had attachments. And attachment means, they might have been single, or might not, because I totally did that too. Anyways, look, I have many roles. But it was to have attachments. And for me, when I end a relationship, I end the relationship. I know that there is no lingering with this person because you just have to end it. Otherwise, it's too hard to get out when you have feelings involved. So if he's not in that relationship, but he's still messing around with somebody, and there were feelings in there, the moment another girl or guy, depending on how this goes, comes into the picture, jealousy comes, and now they are staying. They're not going to leave. Even if they don't want to be with this person, they're going to stay because there's a jealousy attachment there. And I didn't listen to my inner voice. They didn't end it when they knew they should have. So I was like, oh, wow. Oh, thanks. You just totally showed me my pattern. Like, this is awesome. Now, ironically, that same guy, his pattern was the fixer pattern. And I thought, oh, that's so interesting. The moment I kind of brought up a weakness within me, I felt him become closer. Oh, she needs me. I already have experienced that with one of my exes, so I could totally see his pattern too. And I thought, oh, I see how this works, right? So I thanked him and said, thank you for showing me, my pattern. I'm not going down this road. I appreciate you, good luck. And the moment I really started asking myself the big questions, like, what am I doing? Like, how, I'm not even interested. Like, it was like I wanted something, but it was a false reality. Like, I didn't feel it. I was trying to create it. And that's the difference between the ego and the heart. Like, I want to feel my everything align with you. I don't want to think it into being. I want to feel it. I want to know it. I want spirit to be in alignment with me and it. So it's been, like 14 months now. 14, 13, no, we're in October. Like 14 months of completely single, no dating, focused on the spiritual journey, myself, loving myself, honoring myself, releasing myself of, baggage and hurts, and purging things out, and loving my family and helping them through it. And as much as I've, can feel, I'm finally starting to open back up to, like, I'm ready to be in a relationship. I'm ready to love someone else. Like, I won't just take anyone else, if that makes sense. Like, I've done all this work on me, and I've been told twice, God is not going to just place just anybody with you. He is going to place the right guy with you. And I believe that with all my heart. Because you can't go through this process and honor all these aspects. I mean, you can, just to get back to square one, but without, getting someone that matches you. And sometimes it's hard, because the higher you raise your vibration, you realize that there's not that many of you up here. There's people that want it, and it's not like you're higher than them. Like, I don't mean it like that. Nobody's higher. We're all equals on this playing field. But you are in a different vibrational field, and you're like, all right, like, I know you're out there, and I know you're coming. So when you show up, I'm going to be pleasantly surprised. And until then, I'm going to keep doing what I'm doing. Because I do believe that God is going to place the right person in front of me. And what I experienced before was looking for love in all the wrong places and faces, people and things, right? I was looking outside of myself. We were kind of taught how to, when you get people, they say, oh, they balance me out. They're my other half. But that's a false illusion too. To that is, we never needed somebody else to be the other half of us. We're filled with the feminine and masculine energies inside of us. We needed to balance ourselves out so the other person can, like, complement us, right? Like, they can be like another balancing partner, but if I need this person to feel whole, then I'm lost. I have my own guidance. Each person has their own guidance, and I know how to balance myself. So what I tell people is, your job in relationship is, it's my job to make me happy, and it's your job to make me happier than I already am. Because if I need you to make me happy, I am relying on an external circumstance, and I will end up miserable every single time. And it took me a long time to really learn that. It was never the other person, it was me the entire time. So when you become solid in that, and solid in your knowing, it really takes a burden off everyone else around you, and you go into full ownership of self-empowerment and self-mastery. And that is like a really big leap of faith. And it takes a strong man to know that the woman that you're going to be with, she is solid, right? She is in balance and in harmony. She is understanding her journey and owning her choices, and not allowing external stuff create her reality anymore, because she's creating it herself in the light, in the highest vibration, through navigating through choices and ownership of this. So I think that can be just as intimidating for a guy. And because some of them, there's a lot of people out there that want to be fixers. And that's all right if you want to be that way. But for me, it's like, no, there's nobody that needs to fix me, because I'm not broken, and I am whole. I found myself, and I want, the compliment of me. So ask yourself in these relationships, where are you lying to yourself? One, are you in the right relationship? Are you happy? Do you love yourself? Are you relying on this person to be your balance? Like, if that's the case, what needs to change? Where do you need to be honest with yourself? I can see in my parents, they're married for 47 years and they're a loving couple. Like everyone who sees them, like, your parents are so cute. You know, they're like the most loving couple. However, I can see the imbalance from where they are now. And it was, my mom had been relying so much on my dad that the self-empowerment is really lacking. And this is something that at this time, it needs to be strong. You need to be solid in this because the feminine energy is coming up and it needs to be front and center. And to not to dominate the world, but to balance the masculine that's been dominating the world. We need to learn how to work with both and in harmony, because we have both inside of us, and that starts with a self journey of going inside. Where am I too masculine? Where am I too feminine? How do I align them so I am in harmony with both inside me, and pull these strengths out of me and show people like what this existence, you know, what this is all about. And it can be beautiful and scary. And, well, what happens if they don't need me anymore? Well, that's beautiful. Then they're empowered. That means you have to go inside too, right? What happens if you don't need them anymore? Then you just really love each other for who you are. You don't need to feed off each other anymore. You just appreciate each other in your lives like so much. So, okay, I'm going to end on that one. I hope that helped give you some pointers on looking inside and the relationships you're creating, and appreciating your partner and letting them off the hook for your own inner work. All right, thanks.